At this time is going to take on Pat McAfee at WWE WrestleMania 38. It's Austin Theory. Austin, thank you very much for taking the time here today.
I appreciate it, man. You know, I got to get ready to beat the crap out of Pat McAfee.
How does that feel to say? I mean, Pat is somewhere between a WWE regular and a celebrity. I mean, he's worth millions of dollars now after that DraftKings deal.
You know what? I'm so tired of hearing about Pat today. That's all people want to talk about is this Pat McAfee guy. But you know what everybody's going to talk about? The most stupendous selfie in WrestleMania history that I take when that piece of crap's on the floor and I'm standing tall after I drop him with an A-Town down.
That'd be quite a selfie. You know, I think one question a lot of fans have about your match with Pat is that, you know, you obviously have a relationship with Vince McMahon. A lot of people seem to believe Vince is going to be somehow involved in this match. Is Vince going to be in your corner while you take on Pat at WrestleMania?
You know what? I would just say you have to expect the unexpected.
Okay.
Can't say too much about that.
Wow. So wait, so does Vince help you strategize for these kinds of things, Austin? Is that why you want to keep this so close to the chest?
You know what? There's a lot of detail right now that I can't let out, you know, and that's why I'm in the position I'm in. You know what I mean? I know what you're trying to do. You want to know if Mr. McMahon is going to help me on Sunday. I don't need any help. It's Pat McAfee. It's a guy that I don't have to prepare for. It's a guy that's had to literally prepare so much for me, and he's still not going to be prepared.
Yeah, well, you really are, you know, of all the young talent in WWE, I feel like nobody's got a rocket strapped to him quite like you, Austin. Why do you think you're the guy from developmental, from NXT, that WWE has said, this guy's the future, we're going to put the rocket on Austin Theory? Why you, Austin?
You know what? That's a really good question. But I think at the end of the day, it's just how I do things. It's how I've always done things. I've always had a mindset for the future, things that I want to achieve. And I've been able to achieve things at a very young age.
Yeah, you have.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I have a huge passion for this. And to me, it's just something that's natural because it's something I grew up watching. And it's something that I just told myself, like, hey, this is what you need to go after. So I don't know. I always think, why not me?
Well, and it's interesting, too. I'm going to slow it down here for a second. You know, you were so integral to Evolve, right? I think a lot of people, you got on their map and Evolve. How much do you think that being involved prepared you for NXT, prepared you for the main roster? You know, that was because there was a lot of connection there between Evolve and WWE when you were there.
You know what? It's always a different process wherever you go. But it's definitely always a different learning route as well. Evolve had its reasons to get me prepared for NXT. Yeah. NXT had its reasons to get me prepared for Raw. But honestly, I think each company, each category has its own way of doing things, and I think you just kind of have to just jump in and see if you sink or swim.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and recently, Randy Orton made a comment about NXT talent coming to the main roster. I don't know if you saw this or not, but he seemed to think that NXT talent right now isn't trained to protect their opponents, much like Vince McMahon described in that infamous Pat McAfee interview. What would you like to say to Randy in the comment that he made about that with working with NXT talent?
So Randy Orton is somebody that has a huge legacy here. Yeah. He's well respected. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I don't personally think that's directed to everyone.
Sure.
You know, there's reasons for him saying that, and he has a right to his word. I personally have a great relationship with Randy, and he's somebody that if you want advice or you want him to watch something, he will take a look at it. He will give you good advice. He won't sugarcoat anything.
Sure.
So to me, I just think it's one of those things you hear about, but you gotta know where it's coming from. You know, because it's easy to market something or put it as, oh, this is what was said. But when it comes, you know, everybody just knows the legacy of Randy Orton,
right.
And anything that, you know, he has to say when it comes to this business, I don't think it's going to be wrong.
Well, lastly here while I have you, you know, NXT's changed a lot since you were there. What do you think of the new NXT 2.0 and the kind of new direction they're taking NXT?
So I know there's a lot of hate, and there's also some love for that.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, people don't really understand when change is happening, and they don't really like that. But once they get used to something, then they find that comfort and enjoy. I see a lot of character development more than there was before.
Oh, yeah.
I just see a bunch of new rising stars, and we're in a position now where I feel like that's what we need is this young and upcoming talent, and that's what that's producing. And, you know, There's always going to be some that don't like it, but at the end of the day, it's a product, it's a business, and what's going to, you know, make the best superstars for the future. And I think that's something that's heavily engaged on character development. And to me, NXT 2.0, it's great. And tomorrow they have Stand and Deliver. This will be the first time, you know, that it's not really like a takeover NXT style, but I think it's going to be cool. It's a new era, and also it's a lot of new faces, and it changes their careers this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Austin, I want to thank you so much for the time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.